Good morning. I'm Sean Canahan with the WMNF News headlines. When he was campaigning in Utah on Friday, a reporter asked Governor Ron DeSantis about Florida's new education standards that say that slaves developed skills that could be used for personal benefit. In his response, DeSantis suggested that slaves may have benefited from learning blacksmithing skills.
Well, you should talk to them about it. I mean, I didn't do it, and I wasn't involved in it. But I think what they're doing is I think that they're probably going to show some of the folks that eventually parlayed, being a blacksmith into doing things later in life. But the reality is all of that is rooted in whatever is factual. They listed everything out. And if you have any questions about it, just ask the Department of Education. You can talk about those folks. But I mean, these were scholars who put that together. It was not anything that was done politically.
But Vice President Kamala Harris isn't buying that. Harris spoke in Jacksonville on Friday.
Adults know what slavery really involved. It involved rape. It involved torture. It involved taking a baby from their mother. So in the context of that, how is it that anyone could suggest that in the midst of these atrocities, that there was any benefit to being subjected to this level of dehumanization? In the midst of these atrocities, that there was some benefit.
That's Vice President Kamala Harris taking issue with Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and a new Florida state teaching standard that says that slaves developed skills that could be used for personal benefit. In March, Governor Ron DeSantis signed HB 837. It's a law that overhauls Florida's litigation landscape. WMNF's Chris Young reports that panelists who spoke to a civic group in Tampa on Friday disagree about what the new law means for Floridians.
The law is referred to as tort reform and makes a variety of changes, but the biggest one is regarding cases of negligence. Previously, a plaintiff was entitled to recover a percentage of damages proportionate to the degree of fault of the defendant. Under this new law, if a plaintiff is more negligent than the defendant, the plaintiff cannot recover. Steve Barnes is the president of Tampa Bay Trial Lawyers Association.
Is tort reform harmful to Florida and my families? 100% it is. I was born and raised here. I work here. I represent folks like you every single day. And if I thought for one moment what happened in March of this year was good for you, good for my 2 girls, good for my 3 boys, I'd be sitting in his seat instead of mine.
And by his seat, he means William Large with the Florida Justice Reform Institute.
This creates a vibrant insurance market in Florida, a vibrant business market in Florida, protects the rights of consumers in Florida, and unequivocally, that's the role of the legislature, and that's why they passed this law.
The law went into effect July 1st. For WMNF News, I'm Chris Young in Tampa.
More than 100 people will lose their jobs at a Plant City tomato processing facility. The Business Observer reports that AgMart Produce, which operates Santa Sweets, is laying off a total of 120 Florida employees as it gets out of U.S. farming operations. Most of them are in Plant City. The company says it can't compete with imported produce. The Florida Board of Education approved new restrictions impacting LGBTQ students last week as well. WLRN's Alexa Herrera reports on what guidelines mean for teachers and students.
2 amendments directly affect teachers and have severe consequences if they don't comply. Educators are at risk of losing their teaching license if they refer to students by preferred names or pronouns. Teachers also can't use bathrooms, names, or pronouns that don't match their own sex assigned at birth. Here's speech-language pathologist Erica Orchard, who works for Palm Beach County School District.
I feel like teachers were always sort of a safe place, a safe person to talk to. And now they can't really count the teachers on, as being on their side.
New guidelines also include punishments for students who don't use the corresponding bathroom with their assigned gender at birth. Students also cannot use preferred pronouns without permission from a parent or guardian. Anna Fusco is the president of the Broward Teachers Union.
They're going to have even more trust issues. They're not going to know who to turn to, and they might start turning to definitely the wrong person or the wrong group.
She argues students are losing their safe spaces. The new school year begins in less than a month. I'm Alexa Herrera in Miami.
Today you can expect scattered thunderstorms this morning, clouds in the afternoon with highs in the high 80s. Tonight, overnight lows will be in the high 70s. And tomorrow, a stray shower or thunderstorm is possible with highs in the mid-90s. I'm Sean Canan with the WMNF News headlines.
This is The Scoop, recorded at WMNF Tampa.